Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, this is Lesley Ormsby, psychic medium, teacher of spiritual things, mystical things, and so much more, but also a healer amongst that as well. So part of the so much more is that I do these astrological reads. They're monthly, and I do each star sign, and I'm up to you. Yes, you, Sagittarius, and for the month of May 2020. So I just want to first of all welcome you to my YouTube channel and or to my Facebook page if you're watching this on either platform, and also want to thank you for supporting my channel and my Facebook page if you have subscribed to it, and also if you haven't subscribed, yeah, please subscribe. That would be awesome, and give it and click on the bell, because that will give you a notification of other videos that I upload or put onto my upload, so you'll get it on Facebook. And so the other side of that is too, if you could please give me a thumbs up if it resonates, because that helps me to gauge where my followers and my viewers are, you know, if they're getting it, and what content I want to put up. So if there is anything else on saying that you want to hear about or would like me to get into, you just let me know. Okay, so you can go do that on my Facebook page, or just leave a comment that's on my YouTube page. That would be awesome. So anyway, just like I said earlier, these reads are for the sign of Sagittarius, and they're and it's for Sagittarius, and whether it is your Sun, Moon, rising, and or Venus sign that or in your chart, it'll be suitable for all of those. Okay, if you're watching for either one of those. Now, or under one of those, so it's like whether you fall under one of those. So there's something that's going on. So there's some sort of change, and it's interesting because that's kind of like there's like a lot of not doubt, but well, there's some doubt in something that you're wanting to do or going to do or have been trying to do or something like that, and how it's going to turn out. So and so therefore there's these like little questions, like, you know, what, like, well, see, tongue tied. It's like, can't even explain it, like what you have been, you know, feeling or thinking or wanting to do. So there's something in explaining to people, and that's because there's a sense of unsettledness within you, because something is changing, and and I feel like it's about to change, and something is it's like something is coming out of the box, or and I'm hearing like flipping around, okay, on you or for you, and it's like, so there's something that's coming out of the box is the other thing, the main thing that I'm saying. And when I go into meditation, go into each read, I am asking and connecting with the sign of, you know, each star sign that I do, and so obviously this is Sagittarius, and what the energy that I ask for is, you know, what you most need to know right now that can help you figure things out in the challenges, or the what is going on for you for the month of May or the following month, in this case obviously May 2020, and how you may be able to work through it in some form or other. Anyway, so I feel like I needed to explain that, because I feel like there are some new people that are on here, but also it's like I feel like some of you are starting to connect in that way, and like looking at the bigger picture of what was there and what is being presented to you, like right now, in the past, in the recent past, right now, and what it looks like in the future, or what it could look like in the future. So in this meditation that I got, and just before I got the word, something is changing up, and it's like, for some of you, it means like you're going to change up. They need to change something up. Something needs to be changed up, and something's going to be like totally flipped over. So there's going to be, so for some of you, there's going to be a total change or total turnaround with something that you're doing. So it could be in your relationship for some of you, whether that be a marital or, you know, a love relationship. It could be, you know, something like in your business, and or a thought, an idea that you've been you know, working with or working on, and it's like with the changes in the world at the moment, within, like, I'm in New Zealand, so and we've this week we've, come out of level 4 lockdown into level 3, which gives us a little bit more freedom, a little bit more, well, freedom to move. Not, when I say freedom, it's nothing much has changed, really, as far as, but it's enough to create movement. Okay. And so there's something like that for some of you, and building it like into next month. It's like something is changing. It'll be almost like, for some of you, it'll be almost like a complete change around. For some of you may have been feeling this coming, and some of you it was just like, wow, I didn't see that coming, or I didn't think it was going to happen that fast, or in such a way. But you may be feeling something coming. In May, I feel like there's going to be, like I say, explain to you, a total change, a turnaround for you, or a change for you. It will change up, a change in direction, or a change around. And that's so, the Hermit's come out again. It's the second time today it's come out. So the Hermit, so there's been a bit of like going within, and you may still be going with it because it's the theme card for today, for this month. And some of you may be like, for some of you, okay, it may be that you are still in there, and this part of this journey is like you may be quarter of the way through it and still going through it in May, but there will be some changes. It's like you'll see going into this Hermit stage, or have coming out of it, because the Hermit is about patience and maturity and prudence, and what is prudent to you and that sort of thing. It's like, you'll get what I mean. So there's a space that when I'm hearing maturity, it's like for some of you, and I'm saying us because when I'm connecting in, it's like I am like that star sign. I feel the energy. So for some of us, it's like there is that feeling of growing up, and which is where that maturity side is, or letting some of that adult knowledge coming out, and like taking it, not with a grain of salt, taking it seriously. And because some of us, sometimes we need to grow the frack up, and we need to make changes, or we need to look at this in order to move on before we can move on. No good holding on to old grudges and old things and old plans and that aren't working, is what they're talking about. So some of you will be going through that sort of thing, and discarding stuff, figuring out what needs to be discarded, what you need to keep, and what you need to like build on, and going in the future to either go towards or manifest to you. Put it out there, manifest it, so you can walk to it or through it. And just like if we're putting it out correctly, in the right vibe, it's there. So it's like as you're walking through, and this is kind of where sometimes I get when they explain things, it's like going to, and sometimes it is literally that because you've manifested it, so it's like they're waiting for you. And other times it's like it's the same sort of thing, but it's along the way things come up, so we're like our ear is open or our eyes are open, and it's like, okay, we'll go there, get the gathered information, which will take us and create that momentum to keep moving forward to the dream or the goal, or whatever it is that you aspire it to be. It inspires you. So that's what so it's going inward. But you see, like if you look at the Hermit, there's a light. So there's some light there. So it's like, even though sometimes we can, go through stuff and it's kind of like, oh, don't really want to go there, because it's like, could be for some of you, like, because I'm drawn to the light again about looking at the shadow self, okay, and healing that side. In order to create change, we need to heal that side of us to figure it out and what it is, and so we can move forward in a more fluid manner. And it's not to say that none of that's ever going to come up again, because we will come through or come across something, but we won't respond to it in the same way as what we normally do, or what we had done before. So now these ones, oh gosh, now these are all upside down. That's interesting because, okay, so these 4 cards came out. So, and I've just picked them up, they're all upside down or reverse. So this is the Devil card, and I do read them reverse. So, and because for me there's something in it why it's come up that way. And anyway, so the Devil card has come out. So the Devil is about, there is something there I'm picking up is, there's something that you've imprisoned. within you and breaking out of it. So there's, a power struggle and an energy struggle is the other words I'm hearing with this. So, and that you've imprisoned yourself into this funny little space. And for me, because it's in reverse, it's like you've gone into that space where you're like stuck hard on a thought or idea or a theme or something. It should be like this, it should have been like that, bleep this, bleep that. But it's kind of like taking yourself. It's not kind of like it is. It's taking yourself. For some of you, it is kind of like that, but but there's that energy of like reversing that. Okay, so you can free yourself from that, which is why this Hermit has come up. So it's maybe some of you are taking a reviewing that or looking at that through this month of May, and because it'll be something, could be and will be for some, will be so for others, that you're taking inventory in which way you're going to move in your life as it looks like now, or as we're moving through into the next stage from level 3 into level 2 and back into level 1 and into level 1, not back into level 1 but into level 1. And so there's that, it's like what I'm hearing like with that word back is like, do I go back to that? So it's some of you is going like back to that, which actually, so it's like figuring out for you what is new, what is different, what about going into this. So I call it the new norm, because it's like nothing is the same as what it was before, and nothing is the same as what it was like yesterday, because we're in a new day. So it's like looking at it like that. Even back then, there's a brand new day the next day, so there's still opportunity to look at things differently, and that's what they're talking about. It's like we have a brand new day to begin something brand new about ourselves. Look at the way we look, the way we feel, the way we change something in our lives, so it changes something within us, within the day, that we can do the next day and change something else. So it could be like just, like to help, like that thinking about changing an action that you do, or like getting up earlier in the day, or might be for you getting up later in the day, allowing yourself to have that little bit of peace and quiet. It could be like something like changing the music that you normally listen to, because we can get stuck into the same sound and we get stuck in the same era. It could be something that you may be like to change your energy is moving something around in the house, or throwing something away that is broken that you've held on to. It's like because of a memory, and that's okay. But sometimes broken things can bring a not so good energy. And it may be that if you're going to keep it, to fix it, to restore it. And, it was something, it may be literally something about decluttering your room, your house, your garage, or, and your wardrobe even. And so, it's interesting, what might come up for you in that way. And it's like yesterday, interesting, because I just brought up this thought about me I was with my grandchildren yesterday. And she was like in her drawers, and I'm thinking, well, pull it all out. We'll have a look at what is worth keeping now, because she's only like 7, or no, she's 8. Gosh, time's gone. I think she's 7 or she's 8, or she's 7 going on 8. Anyway, she's my point is that, our point is that she's growing. So it's like, it's different when we're an adult, that we can grow or we can decrease, but it more depends on how active we are, and what how much food we are, and how we eat, how much food we are, how what we put in our body, and how much we burn off that increases or decreases our size, more so than when we were younger. So it's like, there's sometimes things will fit us and sometimes things will not. And sometimes we've got to let go of the things that don't fit anymore. Oh, I love the way they put that. Okay. But it could be, in that sense of decluttering. So anyway, I'm going to turn the devil card around, because, it's like there's a shadow side of us that they're talking about looking at us too, and then it's like, and sometimes we can we can chain ourselves up. So it's about, setting ourselves free at times, because we're bonded by the chains of our own doing at times, and without whatever's going on in our mind. And so don't torture yourself. So for some of you, it will be literally working with the shadow side and letting that go, discovering what that is. So and changing the energy by through thought about that and releasing yourselves. Some of you, because there's a sense of vulnerability that you may be feeling about that. Something about at the moment, but going in that deeper, because I'm hearing for some of you it might be to do with forgiveness of yourself and others, but then of yourself. So it's like you may be a little bit too bloody harsh on yourself. So because you've got other things that are like keeping you there, like limiting belief things and that sort of thing, and guilt. But don't let that hold you back. Okay. So that may be why you're going into this hermit stage. But I do see you coming out of it. So anyway, there's the Six of Cups is the next one. So it's like past memories and future dreams. So the Six of Cups, it's upside down as well. So that if you don't get out of that funny little space, and we block shit. We block good shit, we block not good shit. But more the good shit shows, not so good shit shows up because we can't see, the shit through the glass, or because it's like smudged the glass. So it's like changing the view. So wipe the glass, and so this is where that learning, that internal going inward is helping, is working through this month. You might be seeing or feeling that. So or experiencing that. Whew. And so therefore there's that's bringing up a lot of there's the past memory. So what but I'm tuning it up the right way now. It's like change the whole energy. Those past memories really are there to help us to fulfill our future dreams. And I do feel like there's this thing of switching things around. So it's like looking at things from a different view. That's why I've turned all the cards up the correct way. So it's looking at things from another view, basically. So, and then there's the Page of Pentacles. So there's something new that's, it was upside down, but I'm turning it up the correct way. And if there's something new that is, that I feel like you've planted it, or planting that's coming up that you could be planting next month, and utilising the energy there, because the Page of Pentacles is there, and he's about small beginnings. So, and there's the Knight that's very energetic, and like in the sense that they're energy, and they get things moving a little bit more, increasing the energy, increasing the momentum. It starts to pick up, but the Page is like starts it. Begins that process after from the 10, basically. And so something is there, and they're talking about not just like your frame of mind in emotions and stuff, but also physically as well. And they're talking not just about business, like if you're thinking about your business or your workplace, and or moving, how if you could be moving or bought a property or anything like that, anything along those lines. It could be even to do with relationships. Of course, it goes back to the relationship with yourself, basically, and how the future is determined by going within. Okay. Really, it's all up to us, really, to figure it out and make the adaptations and the changes that we need to make in order to keep ourselves moving forward in a positive and loving, emotional way, yes, but with a positive emotional feelings and beings, because that is the other part. That is one element of manifesting. So I get where they're going there with that. Okay, so you see, and the next card is, the Page of Cups as well, a page as well, rather, and it's like, but the cups, so there's a new sense of newness and, emotional beginnings as well. So there's something for a lot of you in the sense there's a new way of looking at things, or a new way of being with things in your world, in the community, in your family, because you're working through things. It's like, yes. So like I say, I've turned them all around. So they've only been giving me like 4-5 cards today with a a theme, and then for the different weeks for the month. So I feel like I want to draw out another one though, because it's like, and I am shuffling the cards, and they're all facing up the right way. When I say the right way, that's up, oh, yeah, that one jumped out, but okay, it wasn't obviously supposed to be, so if it'll jump out again, that one's sticking out. And so there's the Queen of Swords. And so there's something, and she's come up the right way when she's jumped out. She wanted to make sure, but you'll get through it. And even though if you're a male, it doesn't matter. There's still, it's the next phase in the way that you are to getting to the king stage. So you obviously, should you choose to take that mission on and go deeper within, and to make this that you'll come to an understanding of, and with suffering and dignity and resignation is the theme of the Queen of Swords. So it's just, and it's interesting, I just dropped that. So it's like, don't drop the ball is what they're saying, and which goes back to is like, what they're saying, it's should you choose to take this mission, to create the change, and because when you do, I'm hearing Spirit to say the things, or as you do, is looking for the things that are changing, looking for the good in everything, and how things are moving, because you're a fire sign, so it's not, and there's a lot of energy with the fire signs, and there's a sense of stagnancy, but there's a change, and the change needs to come from you within, because that's why the Hermit is there. So then the Queen of Swords is letting you know that you've gone through that, and with and you've had suffering, and you've been doing it with dignity and resignation as well. So it's kind of, because she's grounded, she's figured it out, and that's where I'm going with that, or that's where they're going with that, is like, it's like getting to a point of groundedness and understanding. Actually, that's the word I'm looking for. But it's really too important, that communication with yourself, the communication with others, whether it's, like I say, work, business, home, relationships, everything that is what makes sense to you in your movement. It's really communication, and that's going to get you there. Because look at her, she's sitting in her throne, and she's holding up her sword, but the point is up. So it's, for me, that is like she's showing, she's in control, because her feet are grounded. She's that beautiful little red cushion there, and the clouds in the distance, they're in the distance, and she's sitting proud, and I feel like she knows where she's going, because it's her direction. She's sitting in that direction, and she's ready to go. She's figured it out. She's sorted it out with whatever it is, and she's like, feeling like, I wanted to say conquered then. She's conquered it, or whatever it is that she's been working through. Okay, so that's whether you're either a male, it's just because it's a female, it's the Queen of Swords, whatever it is, it's symbolic. Okay, and I just feel like I want to draw a card from the angels as well. Okay, Father, some of yous, there may be a father figure that you're working with and around it. It's either in spirit, or I feel like some of them are in spirit, but I'm sensing and I'm hearing they're not necessarily in spirit. Okay, so depending on where your parent is, if this resonates with you, but also the mother energy as well. So there is something that some of you are working with a father-mother energy. Okay, but also travel. So it's like even though we can't travel now, technically and physically, but we can travel through meditation. but I'm hearing travel in the long term. It's like not so much booking it now, but putting it on your plan, booking it in your calendar for the possibility that you may be able to travel, like in a year or so, or when we're able to, and where it is that you're going. So it's like when the gates are open. So it's like keeping that in mind, like for the future, that actually, you know what, I'm going to go to so-and-so when we're able to at some point. And exercise, I'm hearing exercise as well. It's like getting yourself really part of, this changing around, and there may be some resistance there and like the changes I'm hearing and I'm feeling, because there's like the mother, father coming over these cards here, is to do with some of the things that you're working through, the hermit side of thing, and the devil card and the 6 of cups is like there's something in there. Travel and exercise, because there's something is moving, but it's like there's that thing about I keep saying I'm going to do this or do that, but you procrastinate or you don't, and you don't do it. There's also the word professional that's coming up, because then you'll be ready for it. It's like something is coming up. So it's like being professional about it. And it's getting yourself like mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and even to a level soulfully ready for whatever it is. Okay. And being professional, there's a professional aspect or element about it for whatever is coming up, either in May or by the end of May. So this is like prepping you and getting you going and getting you moving into the bigger picture. So, and the other card that came out, the last card that's fallen out, is brother. Okay. And so I'm not sure where they're going with that, but I guess you will know who that is or what that is about for you. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So I hope this makes sense to you. So yeah, if it resonates, give me a thumbs up. If it does, it may not resonate now, but when you go back to it later, if it resonates, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. And like I've been saying to everybody, if there's something that you want me to cover or do something new, add on something to that with some of the work that I do, let me know. Drop me a comment, drop me a line, and we'll see what I can do. Okay then. Anyway, bye for now. God bless you. Love, peace, harmony, and joy, and have an amazing May 2020. I know you will. And even with some of these challenges, but you know what? I'm sure you'll get the frack over yourself and get on with it. Anyway, bye for now. Lots of love.